At the start I had a little few hitches, but right now everything's running so smooth. You can see that I am getting progress on some of these challenges. What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. So, big news, Halo 4 PC has come out as early access as part of one of the new Halo flights. So I'm going to be playing it today and showing you some of the campaign and the multiplayer content. Now, one thing which is huge, which has been reported when we log into the game, it says that it now supports crossplay between Xbox and PC. Obviously, Xbox has received a lot of the new updated content for the Master Chief Collection 2, so depending on what settings and options you select, now you can actually play versus console players on matchmaking too, which is pretty cool. So it says the Master Chief Collection now supports crossplay between Xbox and PC, as well as some matchmaking based on input device. Some matchmaking playlists will lock you to your preferred device for the duration of the match, and in other modes you will be able to swap between them freely. Okay, so usually I play on gamepad on controller, but some modes will stick you to playing on a certain input method. Sometimes I switch to mouse and keyboard, so this is a huge thing. Welcome Halo Insiders to the Halo 4 flight for PC. So Halo flights is when you can play each Halo early, so there's a specific time frame when you can actually play the matchmaking modes. So you have to play matchmaking during the scheduled play sessions. This is from 10 AM to 1 PM and 5 PM to 9 PM, which is PT time or UTC -7 times, so it's a specific time frame that you can play during the matchmaking, so that's key when you test it out. You can also complete campaign missions, play Spartan Ops, and check out the new customization options coming with Season 4. So this is interesting stuff, okay, because Halo 4 is absolutely huge, and I used to play this on Xbox. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the customization settings, and then I'm going to show you some of the campaign. We're also going to be covering the Spartan Ops and the multiplayer in this video today. So if we go into options and career mode, you'll see that we do actually have a point to spend, okay? And this is currently the different seasons. We have 3 different seasons: Noble, Spark, and Recon. Noble is the Halo Reach season, Spark is for Halo CE, and Recon is for, I believe, Halo ODST, and I think there's also some Halo 3 stuff in there as well, so this is pretty interesting. So these are the current seasons which are already on live, so there's nothing new there. But if we go to customization, there's now a Halo 4 tab because we've only got the Halo 4 content, and we can have a look at some of the Halo 4 content. Now there's no display of our Spartan model right now, so we can't actually see any of the armors displayed, but if you actually select the Spartan gender, it will actually come up with the model preview, so that's how you do that. So you can play a female or a male Spartan, not really much difference, but now you can see we have the preview of all the armors. So Halo 4 was a pretty good game. It was basically kind of like Reach, where they had sprinting. This is where the game kind of turned a lot into more of a Call of Duty style shooter, but I still actually enjoyed it. There was some really cool content and skins. So this is all the armor. So we have a lot of armor from the other games, but some armor pieces like the Recon look a whole bunch different to Halo 3 and ODST. The EVA armor is a lot thinner. So a lot of the armor in Halo 4, even more futuristic than a lot of the previous Halo games. But there are some cool new armor types which we've not seen in the early games. Personally, I like the older Halos better in terms of armor, but Halo 4, there's tons of options for armor sets that we can actually select. If you just look at this whole list, there's so many ones we can choose from, and you can also select the Mark 6 armor for an example if you want to look a bit more like Master Chief. So we have all of the armor that I remember from the game for a start, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go with the standard Mark 6 armor because that looks more like a classic Spartan. And then on the color setting, we can kind of just select our color. This only shows up in the free-for-all modes, because if you're playing in a team-based mode, obviously you're going to have to take red or blue. But there's some pretty cool customization options, and as you can see, if you go into modify loadouts, Halo 4 had a loadout system. Okay, so we can select 5 different loadouts and then select the weapon that we want to use. Halo 4 brought back the DMR from Halo Reach and also the battle rifle from some of the early games. So I'm going to select battle rifle. We're just going to take a test loadout just to show you guys some stuff. The skins in Halo 4 are pretty cool too, because most of the Master Chief Collection weapons, all of the skins are completely new to these games, but Halo 4 had a skin system on Xbox 360 as well, so most of these skins are coming from Xbox 360, but hopefully they'll make even more of these skins that we can unlock in the season pass. So You can select your primary weapon, you can select your secondary weapon, for an example the new bolt shot weapon. Some of these do have skins as well. And then what you can do is you can select your armor abilities. So just like Halo Reach, they brought back the armor abilities, which not everyone is going to be a fan of, but they're still kind of cool. So we're just going to select a jetpack. You can also select a thruster pack. Tactical packages as well, so you can get resupply and a few different buffs basically. And then support upgrades. We're just going to select ammo for an example. So we're going to rename this loadout. You can rename them as well. I'm just going to rename this to BR for battle rifle. And now we've got one basic loadout. So that's the loadout system and the armor customization and just showing you the armors. That's probably one of the coolest part about Halo 4 because it has some really good customization. And as you can see, the challenge hub is now supporting Halo 4 as well. So all the seasonal challenges to get points to unlock armor and level up, they're going to also support Halo 4 because there's already some test challenges which they've already showed you. Now, there's also Spartan Ops, okay? That's a special mode in Halo 4. Currently, you can only play 8v8 modes as well. That's one thing to actually outline. So we're going to jump into the campaign mode and we're going to select Halo 4 and you can see there's a Spartan Ops mode. So this is something that you can do solo or with friends. So first, we're going to play the first mission of Halo 4. Obviously, all of these flights, which are kind of like beta versions of the game, they don't always have every single mission. There's currently 8 out of 10 missions, so as you can see, not every single mission from the campaign is currently on the beta. But one thing I don't do is I don't play the campaign fully, because I don't really like to ruin the story, because it's been so many years since I've played it. So we're going to jump in to this mission, and we're going to play the first mission and just see how it runs, because I'm really interested to see how the game is on the PC version currently. Obviously, it works the same, we can turn all the skulls on, but the fact that they've got 8 out of 10 missions already is pretty impressive. So this is the public flight, so we can make content on this, which is why you're seeing a lot of the videos, but there's not been that many people on YouTube who's actually been playing this, so I just wanted to show you all of the features of the Halo 4 flight. So we can hold space to cut to the main level. I'm going to skip the cutscenes because I don't really want to ruin the story. Not everyone's played Halo 4, and it's been many years since I've played it. But as you can see, the game runs pretty nice. Pretty decent frame rate. The graphics are pretty good. Definitely still reminiscent of the Xbox version. Now, obviously, all of the Halo games on PC, they all have 60 FPS and 1080p. So they will run really smoothly and look really nice. Obviously, when they're on console, they ran at 30 FPS, so they weren't as smooth. So obviously there are some upgrades. Mostly it's just the same game though. Obviously the HUD has been stretched a lot to fit the whole screen, but it's just Halo 4. Now I can't really remember so much of the campaign itself, but we have a few new weapons. So as you can see, this weapon was not in some of the earlier titles. There is obviously new content in Halo 4 if you've not played it. So I'm just going to show you the settings. As you can see, we can actually check the difficulty and all the information of the map and the map objectives on the escape menu. As you can see, if we go into settings, it shows us if actions aren't bound to keys, for an example. We can configure the gamepad. So I'm going to switch to gamepad, and also network is something that you can actually change as well. You can connect to Xbox Live, you can change the input-based matchmaking settings, which are brand new, and you can change the regions of which servers you connect to. So this is a pretty huge update. It's basically a big overhaul to a lot of the matchmaking features. So if we hold the left front trigger, you can see that we have sprint mode, just like on Halo Reach. So Halo 4 operates basically the same as Halo Reach, and you can see that we have a big open scale map. So it's a pretty good game. There's some quite good nice graphics going on so far, and everything looks visually pleasing. Obviously a lot of the new Halo anniversary games do look a lot better because they're more recent, but the game still looks pretty nice. So now we're going to move on to the Spartan Ops section of the game. I just wanted to show you what the levels look like close up visually and how the game runs. I didn't want to show you playing through the whole level because obviously this isn't going to be a full let's play of the game or any of the campaign missions. I just want to kind of give you an insight of what the game's current state is, because for most of these flights, which is kind of like an open or closed beta, the game will fully release to the public around 3 or 4 weeks later, sometimes all the way up to 2 months, but for the most part it's usually anywhere up to a month they'll get released. So you can see we could select our class now that we selected at the start of the mission, and you can use your classes inside multiplayer or you can use them inside Spartan Ops, which is kind of like a campaign-based PvE game mode. If you played Call of Duty with Spec Ops, Spartan Ops is very similar. So I can't remember playing this game mode, so this is going to be pretty interesting for me. And as you can see, we're using our multiplayer model just like we would on matchmaking. So you can see we have some enemies over here. I think these are flood enemies. Or are these grunts? Oh no, these are the god-awful grunts from the later Halo games. This is a huge complaint about the later Halo games, that the art style was like really weird. The grunts look completely different and the elites look completely different to how they were. But as you can see, the missions are quite tough. Some of the enemies do pack a punch and they take quite a lot of hits to kill. And then we have Wraiths, for an example. So these missions are interesting. They do have an objective and they do have loads of enemies. It's basically like a better version of firefight mode. If you don't want to just go up against millions of hordes of enemies, but you actually want some kind of objective to make it interesting, then I guess Spartan Ops is something to play. Oh my god, this Wraith's going to kill me. I don't have any sticky grenades. I can't remember if you can jump on a Wraith on Halo 4. Can I oh no, I can't. Okay. I'm just going to have to shoot it and hope for the best. Yeah, I couldn't hop on the Wraith. I don't know why that is. So basically we have to destroy 4 different power cores around the map. So Spartan Ops is a newer game mode. It wasn't featured in a lot of the older Halo games. So in Halo 1 all the way up to Halo Reach and Halo 3 and ODST, this mode wasn't a thing. I'm not sure if it's in Halo 5 or in Halo Infinite, which is coming out at some point soon, because I've not played any of those. But this is a new game mode for me. Even when I had this on Xbox, I can't remember playing it. But it's actually pretty tough. This is, bear in mind that this is only normal mode. It's a game mode which is designed to play on either multiplayer or single player. But these enemies are pretty tough. Okay, we have to destroy this power core. Do we just shoot the thing? Oh, it has a health bar. Okay, that makes sense. No! Wait, he's alive? I thought I killed that dude. Okay, let's destroy this thing. So I have to destroy 4 of these to complete this mission. This should be pretty interesting. Remember, I will show you some multiplayer footage after this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to timestamp this video so you guys can skip towards the part which you want to see. So if you look in the slider bar for the video at the bottom, you should be able to see all the different points of the video. So if you want to jump back to looking at the customization options of Halo 4, if you want to jump into the multiplayer mode where I play in the social games versus other players, then you can also check that out too. Obviously there's a lot of different aspects to Halo 4, and I kind of want to make this video just showcasing all of the modes in the current state and kind of giving a general review. I did that for Halo 3, and I did a review for all of the final versions of the other games, which was all the way up to Halo 3. I haven't done one for ODST, but I did a review for every single other Master Chief Collection game. But for Halo 3 I did a review of the flight just like I am for Halo 4. So I probably won't be doing another review for the final release when Halo 4 comes out. This is probably going to be the final review which I will do. But for the most part with 343, when they release a flight mode or some kind of beta release of the game, it's usually very polished already. Now Halo 2 was a pretty catastrophic release. There was quite a lot of bugs and problems in that which got through the flight testing mode, unfortunately. But for the most part, when they release like a public flight, most of the issues are already ironed out and it's mostly ready for release. They just need to add a few different things. For an example, there's 2 more campaign missions they need to add. They probably need to fix a lot of bugs which people will report when we play. I do try and find bugs. I haven't found any bugs as I've been playing the flight mode so far, but if I find any I will report them. But there probably won't be that many noticeable changes on the final release, which is why I probably won't do a full review of the video. But this game mode's pretty fun. I would recommend playing Spartan Ops. There's not really been any bugs so far. The frame rate has not seen any hitches. Everything's so smooth. And it seems like a pretty solid port so far. I'm interested to see how the Xbox versus PC platform will actually work to play against people. Mixed matchmaking is always a good thing because obviously it broadens the player pool. In some games where the population tends to die, it's quite nice to have that just so you have a lot of players who can play simultaneously at the same time. For the most part on Halo Master Chief Collection, a lot of the games are pretty much alive because there's a lot of people playing the game, but you will see in some of the older titles that it gets pretty dead. It used to be quite dead in Halo Combat Evolved, but recently there's been a big spike of people playing it due to the new challenges in the season, which people are catching up on. So most of the Halo multiplayers in the Master Chief Collection are alive, but there have been points where a few of the titles in the collection have not had many players on PC. The majority of players you'll find do actually play Halo 3, and then I think the second most popular game is probably Halo Reach. It always has been since they released it. So I think cross-platform playing is going to be really nice, just to have more potential and more players to play with. So that's a really nice feature. The service feature's nice if you're experiencing a lot of lag or don't want to play with American players, if the ping is quite bad for you, because obviously from the UK I will get like 100, 150 FPS, 100 to 150 ping or latency to play on American servers. So the fact that you can also change that now is also a really nice change which they've added in this release. Like I said, on this flight mode we can only play during the designated hours, because 343 only opened the matchmaking servers at a specific time to test. But when it comes onto the live servers and everyone can play it, that obviously won't be a thing. Oh, wait, this dude has one of those annoying explosive launchers that came in Halo Reach. I really hate those things. Wait, I think there's a Wraith on me. Okay, right, I've lost the Wraith. What do I do now? Objective complete. Okay, we've done the first objective. Oh my god. How many ghosts and Wraiths are there? The thing what you want to do when you're fighting on these missions is you want to aim for the top of the Grunt's backpack piece. Okay, I think we need to just delete the rest of these enemies. Oh, another explosive dude. Don't hit me. Haha, you can't touch me. Okay, right, let's just eliminate these last bogeys. What's the current objective anyways? Neutralize incoming Covenant. Oh, this is a friendly guy. Okay, so we have to just take out all of these red arrowed enemies which are scattered around the map. So this should be this might be a little bit annoying. Wait, we have a Wraith? Hehehe. Okay, I love Wraiths. So let's pilot this thing. We can use this to take down this Phantom. I wonder if we can actually destroy the Phantom on this game. Because on a lot of the games, you know, Phantoms are super tanky. Okay, I'm going to do the clever thing first and take out the other Wraiths. Because these guys are just going to absolutely delete me. We have 2 Wraiths, we have like 6 Ghosts, and we have a Banshee in the sky. Pretty unfair odds if you ask me. And now a dropship, which is actually kind of useless because I've just eliminated everyone. Oh no, this dude's on the turret. Correction, was on the turret. Come on, come on, come on. Boom! I have a feeling there's enemies behind me now. Where did these dudes come from? I'll use the handy dandy speed feature. Okay, we have another dropship. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this thing. I think I'm gonna die. I kind of want to use my gun a bit more. Okay, I've turned the sensitivity way too high on this controller. Okay, I'm dead. Don't speed into me. Yeah, the sensitivity on my controller, it was too low, but now it's too high. Okay, let's try and eliminate some of this Covenant. Boom! Thank God for Halo's aim assist on the controller. Anywhere that's not close to the head, it's just moving so fast. But yeah, a lot of the people don't like the new art style on Halo 4 and after, because they changed the art style when 343 came into the game. Bungie kind of changed it in Halo Reach, but 343 just completely changed it. Like, these grunts are really blocky and everything just looks weird. I don't think it's terrible, but I really do like the classic Halo art style, but obviously from game to game it's changed a lot. Oh yeah, I have this new weapon. Wait, is this explosive? For anyone who's played tons of Halo 4, do forgive me, I have not played this game since maybe 10 years, so I do forget a lot of the content in it. Let's ambush these guys from the mountains. Look at all these clean headshots. Well, most of them anyways. This is from all the hours of practice on Halo multiplayer. I'm like a sniper with this thing. Reinforcements already. Jeez, this mode's tougher than I thought. So the whole point of this is you first destroy the power cores, and then you neutralize incoming Covenant, which has given me the same objective twice. So I'm not sure if we're going to reach any kind of end game here, guys. So I'm going to show you like a few more minutes of this Spartan Ops game mode, just to give you a good indication of what it's like when you play it. And then I'm going to jump into some multiplayer footage. I think this is all we really need to cover in this video. So we've covered the customization already, we've covered some of the single player, just showing you the first few levels. Like I said, I don't want to show every level or the full levels. I just want to show you how everything looks, how everything runs, and just see if we can experience any bugs in the first couple of minutes of gameplay, because I don't want to kiss 343's forehead and say every game they release is perfect. I do actually want to try and figure out stuff for myself when I play this and see if there's any glitches. Okay, I think I'm going to die. This Ghost Warthog is so weak. The firing rate is so slow in comparison to the old games. Okay, my aim, getting better. There we go. Boom. So anyone who really loved the battle rifle from Halo 3 will really love Halo 4 because it came back, and not only that, but you can use the DMR as well. And for anyone who used the DMR and then was so nostalgic about the battle rifle and then went back and used it, you'll realise the DMR was a pretty sweet weapon in Halo Reach too. I'm not really sure which one I like more, especially because they overhauled the design of the battle rifle. It looks a lot more covert, but I kind of like the original look better. But I do like how the skins look in Halo 4. I think the skin that I'm using right now, this Arctic camouflage, I think I had that on Xbox 360 as a special pre-order skin. So I think all of the old skins, like special pre-orders and special edition ones, we're probably just going to have them available just for doing nothing, because there's no pre-orders on Halo 4. Unless, for people like me that purchased the full Master Chief Collection before they released everything, maybe that's why I have the skin. But that's pretty interesting. Die! Okay, I think this is going to be my last life. Let's go down with a bang. Look how many elites are here. Damn, the elite AI is too good. They're just dodging all of my shots. No, they can't take me down. Damn, I've dodged so many bullets already. How have I survived this long? Okay, all good things have to come to a close. So that's the Spartan Ops mode. Pretty fun. Objective-based PvE waves, just like Firefight mode. I'm not sure if Halo 4 has Firefight mode. I think the Spartan Ops is their version of Firefight. Correct me if I'm wrong, for anyone who's played a lot of Halo 4. I think they replaced Firefight with this mode. But so far, I'm actually liking this a little bit more. My favourite Firefight mode is the ODST one. I think the Halo Reach one was fun, but the guns I kind of prefer in Halo ODST. And also the Halo Reach Firefight is a lot harder, especially if you play the Heroic mode. But so far I'm liking this mode better than Firefight, so I think the Spartan Ops mode has really done well so far in this version of the game. So the servers have opened up on Halo 4, so we're going to be playing some multiplayer just so you get a first look into the multiplayer on Halo 4 MCC PC. So we have our loadout here, which we used in Spartan Ops, exactly the same. I'm not sure what mode we're playing. We're playing a mode called Big Team Infinity Slayer. I've never played this mode before. This is an 8v8 mode, so there are 16 player matches. Right now, I'm not sure if this is just Halo 4 in general, but on the MCC PC flight, there's only 8v8 modes. So it doesn't seem like we're able to play 4v4 modes just yet. I seem to remember 4v4 being an option originally on Xbox. So I think this is the only type of mode which we're actually getting to trial right now. So hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to play all different types of modes. What kind of annoys me about Halo 4 though, is the fact that like, as soon as you sprint, your crosshair just disappears. Okay, my sensitivity's a little bit smaller now. So, we're playing Team Slayer mode. Halo 4 was never really my favourite Halo, just for the fact that it kind of is like Halo Reach. In my opinion, a better version of Halo Reach, but still with a lot of the same annoying features like the armor abilities and the sprinting, which has its place. I did enjoy Halo Reach a lot, but I'm a lot better on the multiplayer on the old Halo games, because with all of these new additions which they added in the new titles, I kind of lose concentration a lot. Especially when I'm trying to commentate and show you guys some gameplay. I'm not really in the best state of mind. But I do like the weapons in this game. The fact that we can use the battle rifle and the DMR is just absolutely awesome. Okay, we're in a classic Halo spam war right now. Oh. I really do not know these maps. Like I said, I think Halo 4 is probably like my least played Halo game. I played it a ton on Xbox 360, but in comparison to everything else, I did not play this much. So, from the get-go, what I can see so far is the multiplayer maps are just like Bedlam, because there's so many players playing on them, that the amount of time you have before the end of a life is pretty small. But everything runs perfectly. At the start, I had a little few hitches, but right now, everything's running so smooth. You can see that I am getting progress on some of these challenges. I'm not sure if the aim assist is strong or if I'm just hitting some good shots, but you could see there, it was pretty much a breeze to knock down 3 players in a row. I just got like a triple kill with minimal effort. So I'm not sure how the aim assist is on this, I'll have to play it a little bit. The thing is about MCC PC, is the aim assist levels vary from title to title, it's really weird. Like the aim assist on Halo 1 is quite strong, then on Halo 3 it's pretty weak, and then on Halo Reach it's literally like you're using some kind of aimbot. I think this is kind of in the mid ground. I think it's kind of in the middle of being weak and too good. I think it's kind of perfect right now, as far as I can see. But I would say that the aim assist is semi-strong, but it's not as bad as Halo Reach. One annoying thing about the flights though when you play these modes is not only do you get spawn killed like that, which is nothing to do with the flight itself, it's to do with the game and its poor spawn points to player ratio, but these settings on the flight modes always don't have every key binded, so you have to bind keys if you want to save your settings, which is really annoying. Even if you're playing on a controller like I was, I had to set all of my PC keybinds before the game actually let me play on controller, or save any of the settings, which was really annoying. So if you want to change your FOV for an example, and some of your keys are unbinded for the actual game itself, even if you're not playing on keyboard, you have to do all that stuff before you can actually change anything. Even if it's graphic options, it's really weird. So this is the DMR, just to show you, that's the DMR. In my opinion, it's not strong in Halo 4. I think the battle rifle is the best choice. But yeah, you can see we have absolutely tons of players in this game, and I at least am not doing the worst. But I think the multiplayer is pretty strong. I haven't run into any glitches yet. But this is how the game is. This is how the multiplayer is. Okay, what's this gun? I can't tell if this is like a shotgun. But you need to make sure you set a loadout in the main menu like we did. This map's cool, but it's just a little bit too small for an 8v8 map. And that is the Halo 4 multiplayer. So right now it's only 8v8 modes, but I think they do have multiple available modes. The challenges are seeming to work as well. So if we just go back to the lobby, you can see these are the game modes which we have. So we have Auto Slayer, where we slay enemies with the automatic weapons that you start off with. You have Flag and Bomb modes, Zone Control, Asset Denial, which is like Oddball, VIP, Action Sack, which is non-traditional modes, Snipers, which is pretty obvious, and Heavies, which is where you use heavy weapons and big vehicles like the Scorpion tank. So you have a lot of game modes in here already. I think they've already got support for the majority of the Halo 4 game types, but the multiplayer seems pretty strong. I think Spartan Ops is just absolutely perfect. The campaigns seem to run really smoothly, but I think the whole point of the flight modes is really just to iron out all the issues with multiplayer. I would say that the only issue I found is just that the maps are just absolutely tiny, but since this game is probably like 8 years old at this point, that's not something that they're going to change, but I think the multiplayer is pretty good in this game. And that was my review and first look at Halo 4 on PC. You do need to take into mind that this is a flight version of the game, so it's a pre-release, but the full version will probably be out sometime in the next month or early November. For the most part, the game won't change so much, so this is a good representation of one of the final pre-release versions. Let me know what you thought of the game below and if you have Halo, and make sure if you skip past the video to check the timestamps to check out the individual sections of the game which I've covered in this review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.